right, going into this week's card, we have the American Mickey Gall coming in at a stellar 6-3, two times above 500. He's coming in at 6'2", 274 in the welterweight division. That is 170 pounds for you people that aren't familiar. He's coming off a loss to Mike Perry, and before that, win versus Salim Torhani. His opponent is Jordan Bomami Williams, coming in at 9-4. He's coming at 6'1" with a 76.5-inch reach. And he was last weighed in at 182, so he is weighing in at the middleweight division at 185 pounds. So he was quite light. He's dropped down a whole 12 pounds to the welterweight division. He is coming off a loss to Narsin Imamov. I'm sorry I butchered that, but this guy is about the action. He's a fucking bad motherfucker. He can take a punch and he can give one back. Also, shout out type 1 diabetics, I believe, because this guy is a fucking warrior. Mickey Gall on the other hand, I'm gonna switch it over to Zach, and he's gonna give us his analysis.
What can I say about Mickey Gall? Let me tell you what I can say. First, nothing good. But on the other hand, as you guys know, I'm very keen on picking favorites, and I think this card leans very favorite heavy. They made some matchups on this card. I'll elaborate further later, but they made some matchups on this card where it looks like they wanted one person to win. However, I don't know, man. I can't say anything good about Mickey Gall, but if there's an underdog on this card that I could see myself betting on, could see some value, I think Jordan Williams is favored a little bit too heavy. We'll tell you the odds in a minute. But at the same time, we've seen a lot out of these guys. They're not new and up and coming contenders. Gall just lost to 2020 version of Mike Perry, who Mike Perry was a brawler back in the day. He was definitely a prospect, but he has not looked very good recently. And Mike Perry out-grappled him. Gall is considered to be a ground specialist, a guy that wants to implement his jiu-jitsu, and Mike Perry dominated him on the ground. Before that, his last fight was 2019, and he got ground and pounded, finished by 2019 Diego Sanchez, which is well past prime Diego Sanchez and not a very quality loss. Neither one of those losses aged very well at all. However, at the same time, we've seen guys shrug shit like that off and move on. I just can't. I mean, he beat CM Punk. I'll give him that. He beat the GOAT. But I can't see him winning here. I think Williams has fast hands. He's got a quick twitch. He's moving down a weight class. And like you said, he's a diabetic. I'm not sure how many people know that, if that's like common knowledge. But coming down in an interview, he mentioned that he really got his diet in check. So a guy that we've seen, his cardio has been questionable at 185. I think with a clean diet and a weight class change at 170, we're going to see a very good version of Jordan Williams. And I think, Mickey Gall might get cut after this. If we have 3 losses in a row like that, I don't see any reason that Dana White keeps him under contract.
If you subscribe to the Gage Hamby show, JK, that's not a real thing. But if you subscribe to the Catholic Experience, I pick fucking losers. Mickey Gall, your ass is cut. Jordan Williams, however, he's not a perfect prospect. However, he's always fought at that 185 weight division, I believe. He's had some, I'd say probably cardio issues there. Hopefully going down to 170. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference in his cardio. Might make it worse, actually. However, his chin is made out of fucking granite, and this guy can take one to give one. And I think at 170, this guy might be trouble. I mean, the guy has fucking supreme power even at 185, even though he ain't knocked a lot of people out, he's dazed a lot of people. And I think at 170 he can do even more damage. So I'm taking Jordan Williams here.
Yeah.
Hopefully his cardio holds up. I think if he does falter here, it's going to be due to his cardio. So
Well,
that
I think that's interesting because I just remember I watched a little bit of Mickey Gall. Like, we complain sometimes about when they have the Chris Moutinho's. I heard him on Pat McAfee last week. It's Moutinho. It's not Moutino. Like, it's not Moutinho, how we had been saying it. Regardless, we complain sometimes about guys that we can't find film on. But Mickey Gall and Jordan Williams both have fights in the UFC. They both have film. And as much as we just talked about Jordan Williams' gas tank being a problem, Mickey Gall usually slows down as fights go on too because he's a grappling heavy guy. So truthfully, I think they're both going to slow down as this fight goes on. And if I have to make a pick based on that, I'm taking my Airbud pick on Billy Q from last week and saying I think Jordan Williams has more heart than Mickey Gall, and he's going to find a way to get it done, whether it's by knockout or decision.
Yes, sir. We're gonna go over here to the odds right now because I think we're both picking our boy Jordan Williams here. So the best you can get Jordan Williams at is minus 175. That's pretty steep. I mean, I don't know, Zach. I'll pitch over to you, but before I do that, plus 162 for Mickey Gall. What are your thoughts on the odds here, pal?
Um, I have an interesting perspective because, like you said, minus 175, correct, for Jordan Williams?
Minus 170 is the best you can get him at.
Minus 170 is a very steep price for, like I said, a fight where I see value in Mickey Gall. I think both of these guys, while we have tape on them, they're still pretty young. They're still developing. We could see the best version of one guy and the worst version of the other. I think there's plenty of options here. So remind me, what is Mickey Gall at again?
Mickey Gall's at plus 162 right here.
So as much as I'm picking Jordan Williams, I'm locking it in right now. So if anybody wants to come back and watch, I'm picking Jordan Williams. But I do see value in the underdog Mickey Gall here. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick an underdog at all this week. So I have to acknowledge that if there is one or two, one of them will be Mickey Gall. But I don't know. I think logically, I'm in if we're looking at prop bets at maybe over 1.5. Jordan Williams could very well come out and get a quick knockout. I don't see that happening, but what's maybe over 1.5 rounds?
I mean, you can get Williams at within wins with inside the distance at plus 130.
See, I also have the idea in my mind that if this fight gets out of the first round, it is going to go to decision. I don't see either one of these guys turning it on and finishing the other late in this fight. I think either Jordan Williams is going to get a TKO or a KO in the first round,
Which would be plus 600.
plus 600
in the first round. I'm sorry.
in the first round. That's huge, though. Plus 600. And then tell me the odds on maybe Mickey Gall can get his back at some point and get a submission. What are the odds on that?
Mickey Gall via submission in third round plus 2,500.
What about just in general? Gall by submission.
I can't find
it. It is a little bit further up.
Gall wins by TKO.
It's right around there, yeah.
Gall scorecards. I can't find it. I don't know.
Regardless, I'm not predicting it. I imagine that there's probably some plus money value in it. If you're going to go with Gall, you might as well take him by decision or by submission, excuse me. And if it's not a knockout for Williams or a submission from Gall, it's going to be a decision. And in
Gall
my
wins
head,
by submission plus 525.
I don't know. I think if I'm taking Williams, I'm going to find a way to hedge Gall by submission against it, so I make money either way. And other than that, I think Jordan Williams wins if it goes all 3 rounds. So if you're going to take the fight goes to decision, it goes the distance, take Jordan Williams as well, pair it up. But, after a 4-1 week last week and some pretty good bets, what the fuck do I know?